Hi everyone, welcome to week 38 of A Grid Design Every Week. This week I was thinking about our design from last week, the quarter circles, and remember I said, ooh, what if we did a little change on them? So I was playing with it, and I had remembered something I saw on Pinterest also, which is basically the design I'm going to show you, but on Pinterest it doesn't have a name or anything, so I'm just going to call it Dancing Fans. And if you know who came up with it on Pinterest, I would love to know. Please comment, because I don't want to steal anybody's design, but it's such a cool design. I want to show you how to execute it. So come on over and I will show you how to do it. All right, so this is our little area right here. I've done a few rows, so you can see we've got that little quarter circle line like we did last week, but then add some little fan lines in there and alternate them back and forth. So what I found out in doing this design is it's best if you quilt in your grid lines first, and we're going to work on a 1-inch horizontal vertical grid. This is one of those practice panels, pre-printed practice panels that I sell on my website. If you're interested, I'm going to move my chair. So here's what we did. I'm going to do a couple more rows to show you how to do it, and then I'll show you the back, which looks really beautiful. So we're going to start right here. We're going to mimic what I've done before. So this next row is going to be just like that row. So we're going to do a quarter circle. The lighting okay there? Okay. Good. Try to keep my hand out of the way so you guys can see. Lock off those stitches. Alright. So we're going to do that quarter circle. Now I'm going to go back and add some fan lines, and I'm doing 4, so I just backtracked. Let me find my stiletto. I just backtracked on that line I just stitched just a little way. I'm not agonizing, but now I'm going to aim for this point right here. So these little fan lines aren't going to be perfect. I'm just going to do the best I can, and in the long run they'll look pretty. But I'm going to aim for that corner. And I'm going to go out with another one. Travel. Go back to that point, and then I'm going to split the distance there, or the space. Now I'm going to travel up to the next block, and I'm going to do my quarter circle the other direction. So we'll fill in our fan lines. So when you're traveling, you want to be careful. Take care to get on that same line of stitching so that your backtracking looks pretty. We'll go up here, do another. So something you'll notice, which I'm always fascinated with these grid designs, technically this is like our apple core shape. It would really look like if I hadn't pre-quilted these grid lines. But it's just the apple core on a horizontal. It's just done on a diagonal instead of using our horizontal vertical lines. So many of these grid designs are connected to each other, and I just find it fascinating. But what you want to remember with these fans is your lines go 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at here. What do we have? A half of a clamshell. So again, the grid designs are connected to each other in many ways. So we'll go back and fill. That's just my little aside there. I thought you guys might want to hear some totally useless facts and information. I just find these grid designs fascinating. And I was at a show this weekend talking to a math teacher, and she was just saying, yep, mathematically speaking, they're quite similar in many ways. So remember your last space, how much ever space you have, divide it in half, and that's going to make it look nice. Okay, so we've done one row, so I'm going to do the next. I'm just going to look at what I did over there and repeat it if I get confused, which is common for me to get confused. You have to keep track of where you're at. Now this you can tell, this wasn't a very good semicircle, but I'm not going to worry about it. As with all of the grid designs, I think once you do your warm-up time, they get progressively better. So don't beat yourself up if they're not perfect. And this design, I'm sure there are other ways you could quilt it and you would come up with the same design, but that's just the path that I chose for doing it this time. So there it is completed. I'm going to show you the back because that's what really looks pretty neat. Alright, so there we go with that, with the grid lines. And here it is with the yellow thread, and isn't that a beautiful design? I'm really excited about that one. I think it's pretty and it would look good in so many quilts. So I think it's great on this 1-inch grid, but I think it would also be beautiful on a 1/2 inch or 3/4 grid. So try that one out and have fun with it. I'm really happy with that. So we'll call that dancing fans. Because I don't know if you remember, but I think week 8 we had oriental fans, and those were a little bit different. So these are dancing fans because they are going in all different, back and forth. All right, so that's week 38. Don't forget the grid design workbook available at my website, quintessentialquilting.com. And also, if you like the grid practice panels, again, these are all there's available on my website, and there's 4 different practice panels. The 1-inch horizontal vertical grid, the 1/2 inch horizontal vertical grid, a 3/4 inch diagonal grid, and a 2-inch diamond grid that can be divided into a triangle grid. So check those out, quintessentialquilting.com, and join me next week for another fun grid-based quilting design. Thanks, bye.